Hey everybody, Mark from Rams Up here. This is the time of week where I have been doing my Rams Path to the Playoffs video. And hey, who are we kidding? The path is gone. It does not exist anymore. Well, technically it does. I mean, they could win out. A bunch of things happen, but come on, we know that's not happening, especially given how this roster is looking right now. The guys dropping like flies onto injured reserve, and every week it just gets worse and worse. So I'm going to offer some insights onto a few things here. The latest news, of course, Matthew Stafford going on injured reserve. He could come back week 17 against the Chargers, and maybe he will, maybe he won't. But it's going to be John Wolford's and Bryce Perkins' show from here on. And John Wolford apparently getting the start Sunday against the Seahawks. Picking up where he last left off, I guess, right? He started that playoff game against the Seahawks a couple years ago and got dinged early in the game, and Jared Goff had to come in for him. So John Wolford gets another shot at the Seahawks, and our injured reserve just in the past few weeks, Cooper Kupp, Ashawn Robinson, Allen Robinson, and Aaron Donald's not an injured reserve, but he's not going to be playing for a while, week to week. So it's kind of a sad situation if you're a Rams fan right now. But there are some things to look at and reasons to watch these games moving forward. I'll get into that in a second. But before I do, a reminder, we are sponsored by DraftKings. Log on, create an account, and use promo code TPPN. Really appreciate it. And subscribe to this channel and like these videos. It's very important for us. Now, what are we looking for on Sunday and moving forward? Well, we can maybe get a chance to see what Daniel Hardy can do against real NFL players. He played in the preseason, looked pretty darn good. He is eligible to play now. Austin Trammell, the wide receiver, has been added to the active roster, and he's a guy I loved. A lot of people loved Lance McCutcheon, and I did too, but I really liked what Austin Trammell did with the ball in his hands. Really kind of excited. I compared him to Danny Amendola. He's a Danny Amendola light. Now, who knows, he may not even get any snaps, but I'm hoping he does. And I think John Wolford having a connection with Trammell and McCutcheon perhaps might be fun to watch. And who else? Keir Thomas, the outside linebacker, has been added to the active roster, as has Malcolm Brown and TJ Carter. So I'm really excited about seeing McCutcheon, even Tutu Atwell, and Austin Trammell on the offensive side, and Daniel Hardy on the defensive side. And another guy we should all be excited about for this game anyways is Bobby Wagner. I did not talk about that enough in my last podcast. I do this segment where I talk about Ram connections to the opposition, and I didn't flip it and talk about Seahawks connections to the Rams roster. And hey, there's Bobby Wagner, his first time playing against his old team, a team he played for years and years. So it'd be nice to see Bobby make a splash in this game. It may be more difficult. Maybe it'll be easier for him to stand out with Aaron Donald and Ashawn Robinson out. But Bobby's going to have to be really active, a tackling machine if we're going to have a chance against the Seahawks team. And I'd love for him to step up, and I'd love to see that happen. So it's Bobby Wagner. So it's Bobby Wagner week, and I did not highlight that until now, and I apologize for that. So let's take a look at this incredible injured reserve list for the Rams. What do we got here as of today? On the left, that's all of those guys, offensive linemen: Tremaine Ankrum, Chandler Brewer, Logan Brass has been out the whole year. The rookie draft pick, Alaric Jackson, played really well when he was in there and got hurt pretty quickly. Joseph Noteboom, he was our starting left tackle from the get-go, and he struggled a little bit, but he's been out since he's been out quite a while. We're on our fourth left tackle at the moment, and David Edwards, our starting left guard, he's designated for return, so we may see him. And Ankrum, I think he got in 2 plays after one of the injuries up there, and then he got hurt. So quite a list there. And then on the right side, this is everybody else on injured reserve at the moment: Jordan Fuller, Grant Haley, Jake Hummel, And then those last four really hurt: Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, A'Shawn Robinson, and Matthew Stafford. Aaron Donald, not on injured reserve. He's week to week. I suspect he'll be out for a few more weeks, and maybe we won't see him at all again this year. And I'd be okay with that. Just get healthy and come back strong, all of these guys, and we'll have a shot next year. But most importantly, let's see what these guys can do. Let's get Lance McCutcheon his first NFL reception. How about that? Let's get Tutu Atwell on some jet sweeps. Let's get Austin Trammell in space. See what some of these backup offensive linemen can do. Getting some continuity there with our second and third stringers. Not sure about Brian Allen at this point. It helped get him back. But lots to focus on if you're a Rams fan. Not so much worried about the wins and losses. Sure, we want to beat the Seattle Seahawks. But still a lot to look at. What I would actually like to see, I would like to see the Rams go into that Seahawks game the last week of the season with a 49er playoff spot on the line, and the Seahawks fighting them for first place. And we tank and knock the 49ers out of the playoffs. That's probably not going to happen. I think the Seahawks are going in the wrong direction, and the Rams might keep them headed in the wrong direction. And the 49ers, this is their division to win at this point. But have faith, Ram fans. Watch this game Sunday. I've given you a few things to focus on, and maybe we can still enjoy this game and come out of it with our first win in a while. Break a 5-game losing streak. We could only hope. So look for our podcast drop late Sunday, early Monday morning. For now, out here from Rams Up.